The city lights shimmered across the glass windows of the elegant restaurant, where laughter and soft jazz blended into the warm evening air. Inside, Emma, a young woman in her mid-20s, stood near the entrance, nervously clutching her phone. Her long pink dress flowed gracefully, but her trembling hands betrayed her confidence. She had been invited to her ex-boyfriend's engagement dinner, and to make things worse, he had humiliated her in front of everyone last time they met. She didn't want to show up alone. As she glanced around in desperation, her eyes landed on a man sitting alone outside the cafe across the street, tall, confident, dressed in a charcoal suit, sipping his coffee as if he owned the world. Something about him drew her in, the calm authority in his posture, the quiet confidence in his eyes. Taking a deep breath, she crossed the street and walked up to him. "Excuse me," she said softly. He looked up, startled by her sudden approach. "I know this sounds crazy, but can you pretend to be my date for tonight?" The man raised an eyebrow, slightly amused. "Your date?" "Yes." "Just for tonight," Emma blurted. "It's complicated. My ex is inside, and I can't let him see me alone. Please. I'll owe you forever." He studied her for a moment, his expression unreadable. Then, with a slight smile, he said, "All right. I'll play along." Relief washed over her face. "Really? Thank you so much." She didn't know that the man she had just asked for help was Ethan Cole, the CEO of one of the biggest investment firms in the city, a man who could buy the entire restaurant if he wanted to. As they walked inside together, all eyes turned to them. Emma's ex, Ryan, froze mid-sentence when he saw her. His fiancée, dressed in glittering gold, turned to look at Ethan, tall, poised, and effortlessly charming. Emma held onto Ethan's arm, feeling a strange sense of pride. For the first time, she didn't feel small or defeated. Ryan forced a smile. "Emma, you made it." "And who's this?" Ethan extended his hand confidently. "Ethan. Emma's date." Ryan's smirk faltered as he shook Ethan's hand. Ethan's grip was firm, commanding, the kind that made men feel instantly outmatched. As the dinner went on, Ethan played his role perfectly. He complimented Emma just enough to make her blush, laughed at her jokes, and even whispered a few lines that made her heart race. But there was something more, behind the act. Emma felt a genuine warmth. He wasn't just pretending anymore. When Ryan tried to make a subtle insult about Emma's career struggles, Ethan leaned forward, his voice calm but powerful. "You know, Ryan, success isn't measured by money or titles. It's measured by character, something Emma seems to have in abundance." The entire table went silent. Ryan's fiancée looked uncomfortable, Ryan himself turned red. Emma stared at Ethan, stunned. No one had ever defended her like that before. When the dinner finally ended, they walked out together under the soft glow of the city lights. Emma sighed in relief. "You were amazing in there. I don't even know how to thank you." Ethan smiled. "You already did. You gave me an excuse to escape a boring meeting tonight." They both laughed. For the first time in months, Emma felt truly seen. As they strolled down the quiet street, Ethan looked at her with a soft expression. "So, tell me something. Why did you need to prove yourself to your ex?" Emma hesitated. "He made me feel like I was never enough. Like I couldn't achieve anything without him. Tonight. I just wanted to show him I moved on." Ethan nodded. "Sometimes, showing them isn't as powerful as knowing it yourself." His words struck her deeply. She smiled faintly. "You're wiser than you look." He chuckled. "Occupational hazard." Emma tilted her head. "And what exactly do you do, Mr. Mystery Date?" He smirked. "Let's just say, I run a few businesses here and there." She laughed. That sounds suspiciously vague. But she didn't press further. They reached her car, and she turned to face him. "Thank you again. For tonight. You have no idea how much this meant to me." Ethan looked into her eyes, his voice low and sincere. "Maybe you should stop thanking strangers and start believing you deserve better." Her heart skipped a beat. Before she could respond, a sleek black car pulled up beside them. A man in a suit stepped out and opened the door. "Mr. Cole, your meeting at the Hilton is ready." Emma blinked in shock. Mr. Cole. As in Ethan Cole, the CEO of. He smiled gently. I told you I run a few businesses. She stood frozen as he got into the car, still processing everything. The stranger she had begged for help was one of the most powerful men in the city. Before the door closed, he looked back at her. Dinner next week, for real this time. Emma's lips parted into a smile. I'd like that. The car pulled away, leaving her standing under the golden streetlights, her heart fluttering with a warmth she hadn't felt in years. That night, Emma realized something powerful. Sometimes the most unexpected people walk into your life when you least expect it, not to save you, but to remind you of your worth. And maybe, just maybe, pretending can lead to something very real.